Everybody doesn't have to agree with you, and for the most part that is what is always going to happen. And the thing is that if you want people to listen to you, you have to give them your time and attention first. But there's one problem with that. The thing is that when people don't agree with us, when people don't go with our flow, we tend to think that, oh, this person don't like me, or those people who don't agree with what I say is some sort of evil that you don't need to relate to. But that is not the case. So it, like, some things in the comments has just triggered me to make this video, to just get things clear, to see, oh, okay, so do we want to go on and maybe have more conversation on religion, or should we just switch genres and just go into some different thing else? Because we know religion, it has a lot of emotions coming along with it. You talk about religion, you talk about politics, those two things, we just have so much emotions coming to it. But the problem is that emotions don't just, it doesn't, I mean, it's important, but I don't think it's really important if you're having to make good arguments. So I'm going to make one strong argument today, and if you will take it, and if you think it's a good thing, we'll continue with it. If you don't think, that's okay too. And I want to also answer the question. So many people are saying that he won't call Christian friends. Why? He won't call Christian friends. He did that. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll tell you why I'm not calling Christian friends. But before that, let's get things done with our arguments. So the thing about we arguing about religion is that one thing I would say we should take note first. I'm going to say two things and make them into one point. So maybe it will make more sense. So the first thing I would say is that we should know and possibly, hopefully, admit when we are wrong. We can't always be right. But it is not bad to test your ideas on somebody. But if you test it and it doesn't seem to be going, you don't have to force it on somebody. You don't have to force it because it's on YouTube and you are sitting home and like it's on the media. You can just start whatever you want and then tell them. Well, that is just like you're just wasting your time trying to hurt somebody's feelings. Whether you hurt the person's feelings or not, you've not gained anything. So the thing I would just say is that admit when you are wrong. And I'm not saying that you are always wrong, but the few times that you'll be wrong, admit that you are wrong and know that you are wrong so that you can correct yourself. If you don't accept that you are wrong and you're making your emotions get over you and you're like, no, I'm not going to go with this is that, like, you are just going to the wrong path. So that's the first thing of this one point. Admit that you are wrong. And then the second thing is something I've learned from Jordan Peterson. Actually, if you know him, I've made one video on him actually here, and it is like just a forward phrase, and it is that clean your room first. And this thing applies to me first. Like I'm a very good example of this, because I started like trying to debate Christians, trying to argue with them, going to look up things online and just look up Christian verses to come and say, hey, this verse has a problem, this that, you guys don't know what you're doing, just yelling at them, even though I didn't know anything about the Quran. The only thing I know was just a few like verses that I memorized, a few chapters that I memorized that I used to pray. And the thing is that it's not only me. I know I had this with me, but I am very sure that there are so many people out there who has the same or a similar thing. But you will not come out. The only thing you do is that you go to YouTube and then you go and watch some video of somebody, of some apologetic person, and then you just take point from that person and you come and start blasting it at people. Well, what do we want? Do we enjoy blasting people? Do we enjoy busting people, making people angry? Or do we want to really know something that we are looking for? Do we have a reason for having all the arguments that we have? So if you clean your room first, you will know all the problems with yourself. If you clean your room first, you will know what to say and what not to say when you're in an argument. So those two things together, clean your room first and know when you are wrong. And that brings us to the point that in a debate or an argument, you are not there to win. You enter there to learn, not to win. If it's about winning, maybe you can go to like maybe some soccer game, even games that they play. Sometimes you just play for fun. You don't have to win. So like if you go with anything from this video, take the thing that you don't have to win the debate. And I'm going to give my reasons. This is the number one reason. If you want to win a debate, maybe you have to win it silently. But the way I see people want to win a debate is like they want to force it or try to humiliate the other person or try to make the other person look stupid. And let me tell you one thing about this. If you do that, you make the other person look stupid, you tell the other person that they don't know what they are doing, the thing that will happen is that no matter how sensible, no matter how good your arguments were, how logically reasonable they were, they will not agree with you because of emotions. They will bring their emotions in, and all they would want is that you also understand that you're also stupid for making them look stupid. So if you get to that point, like in your argument or your debate or your discussion, there's not just any forward going. All the forward you are going is wasting time. I've seen many of this in many different places, and people are wasting their time. If I get into an argument and then I see that this person is not there to learn, the person is there to tell me that I'm stupid or try to blast me, well, you just have to stop the argument. So that's the thing. If you want to make the other person look stupid, you are going to waste your time. So arguing is not to win. It is to learn and then know more about the topic. And as you walked in, you'll be walking out with more knowledge about the topic. And if you even make the other person feel like, oh, I understand what they're saying, I understand where you are from. Okay. Not that you just say it by word of mouth, but you really understand what the person is saying, what is making the person think the way he thinks. If you understand all those things, and then you now know, oh, okay, so this person thinks this way, and I also think this way. That is why we have the difference. So how can we settle that difference? And that brings us to the point that we are arguing to learn to solve a problem, not arguing to know the weaknesses of the other person and to cut his legs down, which is what most of us are doing. But anyway, I hope you've taken that one, and maybe it will be more civilized in next time we are debating somewhere or arguing somewhere, and we know that we want to walk out with more knowledge. The second thing is to answer this question that you've been asking me about Christian Prince. Adam, you will not call Christian Prince, he will not do it, blah, 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 blah. One thing I would say, let's know, don't judge me quickly. Let me finish the video. Don't judge me too quick. One thing you should know is that we should not take the apologists online and those people saying or preaching things or debating as gods. We shouldn't take them as little gods, because they can never be. But what I see is that because we are so lazy, we don't want to read, including me some time ago. Now I read. We'll go and watch somebody, and then we come and then we say this and this and that. Sometimes I watch Dr. Zakir Naik myself, but I'll be like, hey, yeah, but in these previous videos he was saying things that were right, but this time now I'm thinking might be going off a little bit. Maybe what he's saying is not right. And I don't have to always agree with him or say he's right just because he's a Muslim and he's known and he has preached to like thousands and millions of people. He's not a god. He can make a mistake. And the thing about Christian Prince is that this dude, if I go to his Skype or channel or whatever, and I call him and I say something he doesn't like, not that I insult him or offend him in some way. If I say something that is threatening his career, his YouTube career, he's going to mute me. I have examples. I think I should add it to this video so you can see. He mute you if you want to tell him something. He will talk over you. He will interrupt you. But let's put that aside. I do not know Arabic. I started to learn Arabic just a few months ago, and my Arabic is not good enough. And I'll go onto his channel, and he will open this thing, and he will tell me this is that, and this is that, and he will read in Arabic, and he will translate to me. I'm like eyes closed, although I'm looking, but I'm eyes closed, and he's just telling me what to take and what not to take. And I don't have nothing to say because I don't know the language. And I've seen this video. If you're really looking for things, you should also see Fiery Response. Because I watch him not because I'm a Muslim, but because I also think that as Christian Prince says things, some of them are true, but some of them are not true, and I want to see those who are not true. Why does he make those up? So I watched Fiery Response, and that guy really, he pulls things up. I don't know, you might like him, you might not like him, but that's what I just think. He pulls things up that Christian Prince is just trying to push under the bed or under the rug. First, Christian Prince will lie a lot. I don't know, if he had lied little, it would be good, but he lied a lot. But I don't care about that. It's okay if I'm going to be on a discussion with him, and if he tells something that is a lie, and I know Arabic, I'm going to call him out and say, hey, this is not right, the right one. Do you want us to discuss really well, or you want us to lie each other? And then we come back. And let me just make one big point. He lied that Paul is in the Quran, and Paul is recognized, and Paul is a prophet in Islam. And I see some of you, and you probably heard that one from Christian Prince. Do you know the Quran? How much Quran do you know? You do not. So I've been in this loop before, but I think I'm out now. I hope I am out now. So I don't want to make statements about things that I don't know. Things that I don't know, I ask questions about it. And when Christian Prince tells you that Paul is in the Quran and this, that, and then you come and then you are asking people, oh, don't you have Christian Prince as this guy in your Quran? Hey, what about that? And you have Alexander and who? I'm like, have you read the Quran? There's nothing about Paul in the Quran. If you go and watch Fire Response, they will tell you. I know you are, if you are a Christian, you might not like that part, but if you look at Fire Response, or you go and ask Mohammed Hijab, he's going to tell you that, hey, let's go through the video. Like, you can go through it, and then he will give his references. Of course, I saw the video, and then I saw Fire Response, yeah, that's the name, and Mohammed Hijab. They were going through it, and it didn't make sense the way Christian Prince was explaining it. So he would quote something from the Quran, and then he would go and take some hadith that we don't know, and then come and then cover it to make it make sense. And because he understands Arabic, he would say, I'm a native Arabic speaker. I am this. I know the thing. So you have to shut up. And then he would say things. So the one thing I would say is that we can't take them as gods, and we shouldn't take them as gods. And they are not. Because they lie intentionally. We can't say nobody will make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But if you lie intentionally, that's not just a good thing. So I hope this video was helpful, and if you like this type of content, of course subscribe to the channel. But yeah, don't just forget those 2 points. Let's make sure we don't take our apologetics people as gods, and let's also make sure that when we are arguing to learn, and even if possible, to get the other person to your side. Not just talk and go. Alright, that's it for today, and see you next time.